Call to order the regular meeting of the Claremore Cultural Development Authority. Sarah, please call the roll.
Cotto. Feldman.
Here.
Michael.
Present.
Calendar.
Here.
Long. Breckenhoff.
Here.
Baldy. McSpadden.
Here.
Irwin.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you and glorify you in the things that we say and the things that we do. Pray for your wisdom and the decisions we're about to make. Pray for your protection over those who have to work out in the heat. And pray your blessing over our community. These things we pray in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Do we have anybody sign up for call of the public?
None.
Do I hear a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Feldman.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
Breckenhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes. Any items unforeseen at the time of posting?
None.
Do I hear a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Sarah?
Feldman.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
Breckenhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Second.
Feldman.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
Breckenhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes. Call to order the regular meeting of Claremore Public Works Authority. Sarah, please note the roll. Do I hear a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Feldman.
Yes.
Breckenhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
Any items unforeseen at the time of posting?
None.
Do I hear a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Sarah?
Breckenhoff.
Yes.
Feldman.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes. Item number 2, discussion possible action allowing city manager to execute documents to enter into financing agreement with Armstrong Bank for purchase of equipment. Mr. Fury.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor McSpadden. The item in front of you for CPWA is that we have needed to replace some refuse trucks for quite a while, as well as what we call a vac truck, which is used when we do some underground work. From a cash flow standpoint, we decided to look at some options on maybe a 5-year lease purchase. We don't lease or rent typically, but on a lease purchase. So we shopped that out. It was about $1.6 or $1.7 million, $1.6 million worth of equipment. And from a cash flow standpoint, on those items that have a 7 to 10 year lifespan, even longer if they're taken care of, we thought a 5-year lease to purchase option. So we're going to be about $345,000 a year in lease payments over the 5 years, and we got a great interest rate, 3.99%. Also, it's non-bank qualified, so when we go out and look at a revenue note for bigger projects, which we're still working on through the engineering, it doesn't affect our bond rating on that as well. It is through the local Armstrong Bank. We did shop rates from multiple banks. They were by far the best one. So there's the specs in there if you're interested, but the vehicles come with a warranty, which we will, the standard, and then we'll purchase an additional warranty not included in the financing. We don't want to capitalize those types of things. So side loader option, refuse trucks, as well as the vac truck. And we're going to retain the current vac truck, if I recall correctly, and use that in another area, because both power and light uses it, as well as water and sewer and all the underground stuff. So.
Questions?
Motion approved. Second.
Motion second. Any more discussion? Sarah, please call the roll.
Michael.
Yes.
Breckenhoff.
Yes.
Feldman.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Michael.
Yes.
Breckenhoff.
Yes.
Feldman.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes. Call to order the regular meeting of Claremore City Council. Sarah, please note the roll. Do I hear a motion to accept the agenda?
Second.
Breckenhoff.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Feldman.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes. Any items unforeseen at the time of posting?
None.
Mayor's report and appointments, none. Boards, presentations, communication. I'd like to call Chief Cox up. for presentation of reaccreditation of Oklahoma law enforcement.
Thank you, Council. City Manager Ferry. I've actually like to call Kevin McCullough up. He's going to be representing the Oklahoma Chiefs of Police, the Association of Chiefs of Police, and I'll let him do the presentation.
Good evening. Some of y'all may have heard this spiel before, so I changed it up a little bit. My name is Kevin McCullough. I am the program specialist for the Oklahoma Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission. I also serve as the chaplain on the executive board of the Oklahoma Association of Chiefs of Police. The Oklahoma Law Enforcement Accreditation Program provides Oklahoma law enforcement agencies with an avenue to demonstrate that they meet commonly accepted standards and best practices for effective and efficient operations. Law enforcement executives who seek accreditation under our program have had their written policies, procedures, and operation evaluated to ensure they meet all statutory requirements as well as national best practices for law enforcement. This program is endorsed by CLEAT, OMAG, the OML, and the City Management Association of Oklahoma. So I'm here this evening to recognize the City of Claremore, Police Chief Steve Cox, Accreditation Manager Jamie Sterling, and the rest of the members of the Claremore Police Department. Representative back there. So, congratulations. The Claremore Police Department was first recognized as an accredited agency in 2004. So this is their 22nd year to comply with this program. This evening, your police department will receive their reaccreditation credentials. Out of nearly 600 law enforcement agencies in the state of Oklahoma, only 21 law enforcement agencies have been recognized as an accredited large agency.
That's awesome.
Again, out of 600. So I say all that to bring attention to the fact that Claremore Police Department is a member of a rather elite group. So I'm proud of them, and I know that you all are as well. So it's because of the agency's dedication and commitment to professionalism, accountability, and transparency to their community that I'm honored to present Chief Cox, Captain Starling with the Leadership Award, and the Claremore Police Department with their Award of Accreditation.
All right.
So usually people like to take my picture.
Yeah, we're going to.
I'll invite.
Stan's going to be our photographer.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, former police chief. By the way, if you're the chaplain, make sure you're praying for Steve Whitlock.
Yeah, right. So let's do this one first.
There you go.
All right.
I know Jamie did all the work. She should get a picture too.
No doubt, but Chief Cox ordered her to do all that.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
So, I mean, was I supposed to say that?
No, that's okay. No, that's
Did I
very
say
true.
that? All right.
Campbell, hop in there with him. He'd be the only one that was here.
He was forced to.
I'm gonna hide. I'm trying not to be in the pictures.
Congratulations.
Outstanding, you are.
Thank you all for letting me.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We appreciate you very
And I will
much.
only take up 30 seconds, but I really do want to give a shout out to Captain Starling. This is her first time doing the reaccreditation, and she just jumped right in there and did it better than the guy before, which was me. So outstanding, and she deserves everything. So thank you.
You know, it's very impressive to be one of only 21 out of the 600 law enforcement agencies, but just as impressive as the 22nd year. What a legacy, well done. And that's just so proud of you all and what you do for the city.
That's like top 3%. That's it.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, we already knew that. But to
Thank
see-
you all
to
very
see it on
much.
paper and recognized officially is incredible.
Yeah.
Well, that's outstanding. Great stuff.
All right, item number 2, annual review of the stormwater program. Mr. Vaughn.
Yes. City Council, City Manager Fury, thank you for allowing me a chance to review our program with you. So I've got some slides here, maybe help follow along. So the stormwater program is a federal and state program that has to be administered because we cannot discharge any of our stormwater to the waters of the U.S. without this program in place. So you can imagine how difficult it would be to hold on to all of that stormwater, next to impossible. So it is a required program, federally and statewide. Allows us to discharge, like I said, to our local streams. And we are an MS4, a multiple separate storm sewer system. That just means that our sewer and our stormwater are separate. And we are a phase 2, which means we're between the population of 10,000 and 100,000. So we do comply with federal and state requirements. And this whole permit is governed by 6 minimum control measures. And so we'll look at those really quickly. So these minimum control measures are listed, I think, on the next slide. Yeah, so we'll go over all 6 of these really quickly. Public education and involvement is the first one, and it's really kind of the cornerstone of what we do, because without public education and involvement, we wouldn't be able to stop the pollution from getting into our streams. There's not really a great way to stop that pollution once it's there. So the whole idea is to get the public involved and know what can and can't be in our streets so that it doesn't end up in our streams. So, right, let's see. Yeah, so public education involvement, stopping pollution at its source. Second thing we do is we distribute brochures. And we've doubled our distribution locations this year, adding the Expo and the Chamber of Commerce. We do website updates to keep our information up to date. Let's see. We did Enviroscape demonstrations for about 795 elementary and junior high students. We did 33,000 mailers last year. And we trained 86 of our staff to be aware of stormwater issues so that if they come across something, they can give me a call and let me know. We had our hazardous waste event last year. We had 427 cars, 57,000 pounds of recyclables and hazardous waste collected, 247 tires, 107 pounds of medication, 1,202 pounds of ammunition. Rogers County Fair, we interacted with a lot of people. Handed out a lot of educational information at the Rogers County Fair. And we did a parade where we handed out approximately 12,000 Swedish fish.
That had individually,
Yes.
you put stuff on individually,
Yes,
which was
individually,
incredible to me.
Each had a sticker, yes. And I thought I'd put John's picture up there just for the fun of it.
There you
So
go,
we
there you go.
All right, MCM2 is industrial stormwater runoff control. It's aimed at category 3 MS4s. So those are cities like Broken Arrow that are much larger. So we're only category 2, so this one doesn't apply to us. So MCM3, illicit discharge detection and elimination. So we identify the sources of illicit discharges and anything that's basically anything besides precipitation and try to eliminate that. We distributed 10,000 PET waste bags at park facilities, and we do timely reporting of sewer overflows within 24 hours. Let's see. We promote the Met Recycling Center through a partnership with the Met. We screen all 34 of our outfalls annually during dry weather field screening. We have replaced a sanitary sewer pipe, 2,240 feet replaced last year. We abate identified sources of illicit discharges. We do voluntary stream monitoring through the Blue Thumb program, and we mark all of our storm drains to the river. So let's see. We continually update our map. These are priority areas in our map where certain pollutants may come from. We review our illicit discharges and ordinances annually, and we take complaints from folks and investigate those, whether they're drainage complaints or discharge complaints. So construction sites, stormwater runoff control, we perform regular inspections of construction sites. We did approximately 514 of those last year. We review the ordinances annually related to the construction BMPs, and we review plans during the pre-construction phase to make sure that developers are doing what they need to be doing. So we maintain a system whereby complaints can be lodged. We publish our phone numbers and email addresses, and we issue sediment erosion control permits. Approximately 143 were issued last year. So MCM 5 is post-construction management and new and redevelopment. So we do post-construction inspections, we review and update our ordinances as we need, and we sponsor regular seminars for the construction industry and municipal sector. So we join with quite a few organizations in Northeast Oklahoma to do that. And our sixth one is pollution prevention and good housekeeping for MS4 operations. So that's basically making sure that we do not contribute to the pollution. So we've trained 86 of our employees, as we said earlier. We do quarterly inspections for illicit discharges and good housekeeping. That's at 7 of our facilities that have materials stored outside that could be exposed to stormwater. And let's see, what's next? Okay, so we cleaned stormwater catch basins, about 220 of those last year. And litter is picked up by city employees, approximately 3,200 bags of litter. And we do regular pond maintenance. All the ponds that we're responsible for are inspected and maintained monthly. And then we participate in an optional MCM 7, which allows us to do the construction activities that we do, and we can do those under our OKR 10 permit instead of getting a separate OKR 04 permit for each one of those. And we develop a stormwater pollution prevention plan and do inspections for each of those facilities. So job well done by the entire city staff in meeting our requirements for our MS4 permit. Thank you all very much. Any questions?
Scott, I would say that I've just, ever since we brought you on and stepped up and invested in this program, I think it's been phenomenal. So we noticed the difference. Go along with that, I got a report today. The street sweeper is currently down, but we've been utilizing, we reallocated. And so the number I heard today is that we're averaging 6 to 8 yards of debris removed from our streets a day. So that's stuff that's now not going into the stormwater basins. And so all of that is just contributing to us doing a better job of making sure that we keep those waterways clear. And certainly since we did all the clearing from the tornado debris that came down in those waterways, we have not had we've had some ridiculous rains, as we all know, this spring, but we had areas this year that never got the nuisance flooding or standing water in it that have in the past with less rain because of evacuating those things. So super grateful for all your hard work, and
Yeah, absolutely.
let's see if we can get to 14,000 Swedish fish this next year.
Let's see what I can do.
Scott, thank you very much. Well done. Item number 3, quarterly update from Claremore Economic Development. She cringed.
Well, good evening, councilors, city manager Fury. My name is Colby Linder. I have the pleasure of managing our airport. I do kind of a quick high-level overview of our past year, kind of what happened at the airport, what we're looking at moving forward, as well as some fun pictures. Who doesn't like pictures of airplanes, right? So one of the big projects that we have that's kind of coming to a close right now is what's called an ALP update. That's an airport layout plan. Think of this as a roadmap for the next 30 years. Or more, depending on funding. The FAA and the state need this, so whenever they start allocating money, the places that have a plan are the ones that are going to get the money. If you don't have a plan, they're not going to throw money at you. So in this, we took a good look at how our airport's set up now and what works for the future. So dead center of the map there, off the entrance road, is what's called the FBO. That's a fixed base operator. That's where our office is. It's also where all services are. That point, we essentially cut it right down the middle. So on the right side of the screen, you'll see larger rectangles, if you will. Those are hangars. That has been kind of turned into our commercial side. So businesses that are operating out of the airport. That's what we're trying to target there. And then over to the left side, you see a whole bunch of stuff going on over there. That is some additional T-hangers, some smaller box hangers. All of that is intended to drive more aircraft, a lot of which is already on our wait list. We hold a wait list currently of about 35 active members, and it's growing every day. So we are always needing more space, and the only way we can do that is to show that on our ALP. In addition to that, you'll see new taxi lanes to and from places, dedicated parking for vehicles, as well as multiple entry and exit gates. We currently operate out of one, which can be a bottleneck for regular traffic, emergency traffic. It's one way in, one way out. This would kind of alleviate some of that, as well as kind of not having to put vehicles around the blind spot whenever you start talking aircraft, safety sensitive stuff there. So this has all been constructed. It has been submitted to the FAA. They will review, and from there we'll kind of get comments and what that looks like moving forward. Some of our other projects that we've completed, this is our FBO hangar. So our FBO has, think of a gas station, inside facilities, restrooms, snacks, kitchen, all that stuff. We also have the privilege of having a about 4,200 square foot hangar with us that is attached to our building. We own, historically we have had the local air evac team in there. Another project has allowed them to move out of that into a bigger space, which freed up this space. This building was constructed in 1996 and it needed some love, so we were fortunate through the CETA board to push with this, and was able to put in some new insulation, some new LED lights, clean it up, and really target a new business in it. On top of that one, we are looking at our septic system overhaul. We are extremely over capacity. Think of a beefed up residential system for about 65 people. So it is long overdue, needs some love. So we have been in the works with that. Some of the fun things that we've got to do this past year, we hosted our fly-in. We had a tremendous success with this. Over 30 aircraft, we had plane rides, a dozen or so vendors, Kids Zone, and our local flight school did a costume contest, which went over awesome. They offered free discovery flights, discounted rates on flight training, went over really well. We're going to continue to do that. We don't have a date, but we are hoping to stay in that same time frame, so second or third week of October, so we can keep with the costume contest and try to get more of the general public out to know, hey, we've got an airport, there's a lot of cool things that happen out here. On top of that, a couple of our tenants are members of what's called the Bonanza Society. So Bonanza is a type of airplane that a lot of people call it the Doctor Killer for good reason. A lot of doctors bought it and didn't really know what they were doing. It's really fast, really delicate airplane. They're still hanging around. There's an entire society out there. They were able to bring in about 14 aircraft and a little over 26 people to our community, all of which stayed here, spent money in Claremore, went to the hotels, went out to eat. They were here for a total of 3 days. So a lot of money back into the community there just because of the love for our airport through our local tenants. Some of our staff updates. One of my big visions for this past year and continue on into this year is department relationships and trying to mend ones that were broken and expand on ones that we may not have known about. And so the top right picture right there, our airport operates off of a very small team and minimal equipment. And when that equipment goes down, we are pretty much dead in the water. And so we had that snow event come through. We had one tractor with a plow on it. Tractor went kaput. It was going to be a few days before somebody could come out and take a look at it. Luckily, Mr. City Manager was able to pull some strings, and within a couple hours, we had snow trucks out. I joke with our guys and our tenants, the amount of time that they spent, it would have taken us a week to do that. And so I know for morale at the airport, as well as our tenants seeing the city involved in the airport, went over extremely well. We are extremely thankful for that. We're also working closely with the city shop to make sure that any equipment that we get, as we kind of go to retire some of this equipment that has been needed to be retired for a while, we're kind of in line with them. That way, we've got somebody quick and easy to access in the event that we do have issues and kind of troubleshoot through. The airport staff development, another one of my big goals is to get my guys, they are just part-time guys, but they come to the airport with a passion of aviation. There's not many out there, and so both of them are actually going to school at OSU for aviation management. In that, I want to kind of guide them in their career path, and so have brought them along with myself to Aero Day. It's one of the busiest days at the state capitol. We also went to Claremore Day at the state capitol as well, and then just pumping as much information into them as possible. So we do hold the prestigious badge of the National Air Transportation Association membership. That is tried and true, just about the best you can get out there for customer service, safety training, fuel training. The fuel training we have to go through every year. With the NNTA package, we're able to just kind of capitalize on that a little bit more. And so those guys are pretty top notch whenever it comes to their training. Business tenants. So our tenants are a huge driver at our airport. We don't have many, but the ones that we do are extremely vital and do a very good job of what they do. And so the very top one there, Wagler Aviation, I'm extremely proud to announce that they have just came to the airport, and they are a aircraft repair, maintenance, pre-buy, one-stop shop for anything. If you have an airplane and you have an issue, that is vital to have in an airport. That drives people to your airport because you're not always going to have somebody that can work on a plane at smaller airports, and so they're going to need to come to you, as well as buying, selling, all that stuff. If you really want to get your money's worth, it has to go through a person who knows what they're talking about. If you start talking six figures for something, you want to do your homework and make sure it's done right. So he'll go through it and provide that stamp of approval there or not. But extremely beneficial there, something that our airport has been lacking for a long time. He has already been rocking and rolling, multiple airplanes in and out, which is win-win for him and us, right? That's more traffic to the airport, that's more fuel sales, as well as his business growing. And so with that previous picture where I showed you the FBO hangar and how nice it was, that attracted him. He came from Tahlequah, was crammed into a smaller hangar, constantly sharing space, flexing space. We've started off half of that for him. He has already had conversations with me on expanding to the full thing. So awesome news there. Continuing on to Tulsa Aviation Group, TAG for short, that is our flight school. They are actually in the FBO with us upstairs. So they do everything from, you don't know how to get into aviation, but you want to start, they will take you up for an hour, let you fly with an instructor and kind of figure it out. Not everybody's fit for the cockpit. Some people get fear of heights. Some people are squeamish whenever you get in small spaces. So it's a good kind of entry before you really start dropping some money on flying. They do an extremely good job. I tasked them a couple years ago with where they were at and where they wanted to be, what the goal was there, and have continued to push them to where they're now up to their third aircraft. They offer those 3 airplanes for training as well as rental. So if you've got your private license and you're able to fly, you come out, you spend an hour with an instructor, and you're able to rent that aircraft for X amount of money per hour. Instead of having to go all in on a hangar, an aircraft, maintenance, all that stuff. Cheaper cost for those that just kind of like to fly. Another part with them that I really love to brag on, there is a well-known organization called AOPA, that's the Aircraft Owner and Pilot Association, extremely well-known amongst the pilots. TAG was fortunate enough to win a Distinguished Flight School for the 2nd year in a row. This year, they were the only flight school in the state of Oklahoma to win that award. They know what they do, and they do it well. They hold their ground schools to no more than 10. They do that for a reason. They are not a numbers type of business. They are a quality type business. So they fit our airport really well. Our last one is our Air Evac Life team. These guys are awesome. You have an emergency out in the middle of nowhere, or first responders can't get to you, they will pick up the helicopter here at Claremore and take it to wherever you are. They will do infield services, or they can do transport services. So if that patient is able to make it to a hospital, they will get them to a hospital. They do work with a lot of the hospitals in the area that have helipads on the top of them, so they can get back and forth. And so their numbers speak for themselves there, with 594 total requests for services and 255 total patient transports. They are extremely awesome out there. That is a big reason that we funded the hangar that we did. If you're not familiar, about a year ago, we did a grand opening for them, a 6,000 square foot hangar directly across from their portable building. We have the distinct pleasure of having both sides of the business with them. Normally you'll have one or the other. And so whenever I say both sides, we have the flight team, so the ones that are actually getting in the helicopter, responding to the areas, saving lives, and then we also have the maintenance side of it. So we get helicopters from all over the place that are going through engine turbine work or blade changes, regular oil changes, you name it. Our area, they all come to us. And so a great partnership to have with them there. We're also able to kind of secure them for a little bit longer, not that they were going anywhere, but always nice to have it on paper, right? And so they will be with us at least until 2030. I do not foresee them going anywhere anytime soon, seeing as their hangar is probably one of the nicest on the airport right now. And our total economic impact. So these numbers can be kind of confusing. The fuel is pretty straightforward, and so for this past fiscal year, avgas, we have two different types of fuel, avgas and Jet A. Without getting too into the weeds on it, your small airplanes utilize avgas, your big airplanes use jet. Of that, you can see we sold a total of 41,000, almost 42,000 of avgas and 62,000 of jet. That's a lot of fuel going out of our airport. Hence why we go back to the NATA training, making sure that myself, my guys understand the safety procedures, what happens. Stormwater, Mr. Bond was just up here, go back and forth with him all the time on stills, what do we do, how do we control it, make sure that we're not popping in the red for him. A lot of activity there, and we're very proud of that. That's an incredible amount of work for our airport. Love to do it, love to see it grow even more. And then off to the right, the total aircraft operation. So aircraft operation is a takeoff or a landing. So of this, we estimated about 13,000 operations this past year. So that is significant traffic for a small regional airport. One that we're very proud to say, a lot of those we met face to face with the people. We shook their hands, we talked with them, know their business, know what they're doing in the community. It's really a great place to be. If you haven't been out, I strongly encourage any of you to come out. Love to show off the airport. And so moving on to our future outlook here, a lot of things in the work. Happy to show anybody our CIP. So our CIP is our capital improvement plan. The FAA mandates that we look 5 years out, and so of that I have crammed as much stuff in there as I can to try to get our airport on the map even more and generate even more traffic. And so of those airfield maintenance and operations, as I had previously noted, a lot of our equipment is just getting old and dated. We can't continue to perform safe operations with the equipment that we have, and it's just time. The top right picture there is a perfect example. So that is the Jet A truck that this body approved, and we were very thankful for. On top of that, I went to the state and made a deal with them to where they cut half the cost, and they funded half of it. So awesome partnership there. But I love that picture because if you look off to the left of that picture just enough, you'll see that old beat up truck right there. That is what we were operating out of before this truck. A 1985, no air conditioning, squeaked and squealed, and that was my big case with the state. How would you feel if you had a multi-million-dollar jet land at Claremore? Your services are awesome, your staff is awesome, you're welcome. You have a great trip, and then you see this truck pull up.
Was this the one that didn't have the brakes, or was that the avgas truck?
They're both a little wishy-washy.
Like, how are we stopping this?
It's questionable. I always tell the guys stay far back, and If you have to, slam on the brakes. So yeah, that is a huge upgrade, and we have gotten nonstop compliments of that truck. It's amazing. It does all the safety features. Sometimes it's kind of a pain in the butt with all the safety features, but you know, they're needed. And so guys don't question it whenever that truck pulls up. They know what we're doing, and they know that we're going to take care of. So moving on to some other projects that we have going on there. Parallel taxiway, our runway, and our north taxi lanes. So a lot of different information there. Taxiway, we have one taxiway. That is where aircraft will move to get to the runway. That is in desperate need of repair, so that is going to be our big project. It's a full mill and overlay. It's just shy of a mile long, and that will address some of our FAA non-compliant issues that just kind of fell out of how the FAA foresees things. Direct access from a ramp to a runway. Every single one of our taxiways hits that, and so offsetting those for safety senses. While we're in this project, that total project's about $4.2 million. And then moving on to our runway, that's just a preventative maintenance. We'll do a crack seal coat on that. Everything except for that concrete pad that you'll see in the bottom right picture is asphalt out there. Asphalt has a realistic life of, you know, they say 7 to 15 years, really depends on your maintenance. So that is our due diligence there to make sure that we're getting the full life out of that before we need to fully shut down and redo a mill overlay. Same with our north taxi lanes. That is getting to and from hangars. A lot of it has become a nuisance for our tenants, taxiing to and from hangars, kicking up gravel, all kinds of stuff. And then our sewer system, as I have addressed earlier, continuing to look at that, and then perimeter fencing, another big one. We have our first project, or our phase 1 with that. It's 8 foot tall with 3 strands of barbed wire on the top. Keeps out wildlife, keeps out unwanted people, fence all the airport in, and you shouldn't have that many problems anymore. So a lot of information really quick. Happy to take any questions, comments.
Fantastic job. Amazing the asset we have out there. And
Absolutely. Well, like I said, my offer stands. Invite any one of you out there. Love to shop at the airport. Our tenants love to boast on their business. It's a great asset to have, and we bring a lot of economic impact into the city through that airport that a lot of people don't even know are there. So one of my favorite stories to tell is just this past week, I met the entire Andy's Frozen Custard exec team. Real quick, sorry, I get sidetracked.
That's awesome. That's good.
The airport, if you ever make your way out there, Shop Talk, if you enjoy Shop Talk, it is abundant out there. Guys like to come out, we call them airport bums, they just hang out. They might fly for a little bit and then they just hang out. Long story short, Andy's Frozen Custard team had come in. They all got off this really nice jet, had these polos on that said Andy's Frozen Custard. I'm just kind of messing with them, and I said, "Oh, do you guys work for Andy's Frozen Custard?" And the guy said, "This is Mr. Andy right here." And I said, "Oh, no kidding." Well, nice
That's awesome.
So, you never know who's going to come through the doors. You know, from them to shoveling Governor Stitt just a month or so ago for whatever he was doing.
And a couple of years ago, we had multiple Walton private jets at the airport, in for a funeral.
There's a lot of businesses in Claremore that utilize the airport that not many people know. We also get a lot of business that goes over to Mid-American Industrial Park as well. If they're large enough to have an airplane, they're probably coming to us.
Well, it is a great asset for those that, I know Councilor Brucker-Hoff haven't been on the council, but you know, the city owns the asset, but the Claremore Economic Development operates it. They own the FBO, 3 other hangars out there, 10-unit T hangars. So they do a phenomenal job. It's huge. It's a big part of our economic development strategy. And it's just, and you do, we're so blessed to have Colby. I mean, he's just been awesome out there. So,
The presentation is impressive.
yeah.
any questions for Colby? Thank you very much. Staff reports.
I'll be very quick. Today was certainly a Monday. We had a water main break over near the rec center, which caused some issues. So when I left there about 3:30, they were still trying to chase that back to see where it was. Most likely when they find it, we are probably going to have to close the rec tomorrow, because if there's no water to the facility, we can't have anybody in it. It's just a life safety issue. So working on that. Streets Department's working on a project up on North Chambers, got into an ONG gas line. While we did call-in locates, ONG failed to make said locates, so there's a medium pressurized gas line up there that there are no valves to isolate, so they were having to come in and choke it off at 3 separate points with pinches and dig up people, so that was going on. And also all of the compressors utilized to cool the indoor pool area at the rec center also went out today. So we had one that was already struggling. We put some money in the budget this year to fix another one out. So we're probably looking. So you got to keep the air in there because you heat the water to about 84 in the summer, and then if you don't air cool, it goes 110. And so anyway, we just got. It was a Monday. I'll tell you that. But we got great people. We got the resources to fix it. We're working on all of those things. Had a great meeting today with the Federal Rail Administration representative and our consultant. So we're making some last minute plans with engineering to do some of the few things that the FRA and Union Pacific wants us to do, which are some extensions of those delineated curbs that are already out there. And so we think we can get that work done here by fall, and the NOE for our quiet zone will be in effect. And once that happens, we'll put signage up and have a quiet zone. So barring any sort of crazy, we don't see any issues right now. We've met and exceeded all the criteria. It's just the process that the federal government makes you go through on timing. CMAO conference was last week in Enid. It was a fantastic opportunity to collaborate with peers, other city managers, as well as just best practices, and talk about a lot of subjects that are in the news lately. And we're not the only community dealing with growth. We're not the only community dealing with specific kinds of growth when it comes to technology and industrial applications. So that was interesting. Obviously, the heat this week is going to be a huge factor. We have not been notified yet of some of the local churches that typically do cooling stations. So we'll push that out on Facebook when we know. Also, we have ceased serving salad, cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower at the senior center until this weird cyclospora virus, just out of an abundance of caution. We don't need to get into that business. And the last thing I will say is that I know that there's been a lot going on in our community lately, but I think you can tell from what we witnessed here tonight, when you see the accreditation process that our police department continues to meet and exceed, when you see what we're doing from a stormwater prevention program that we've never had really to that level, and you see the care and the tenacity and the lengths we go to do it the right way, you see what Claremore Economic Development is doing in our airport and everything we do that is going on out there. That's how this organization and you all approach everything. And whether it's a stormwater issue, whether it's a small business venture coming to town, whether it's police training, fire training, or large economic development projects, they're done with the appropriate decorum. They're done absolutely to the letter of the law, and they're treated fairly, and we do it in an open and transparent way. And I just think that what we did here today, the day-to-day stuff that we do every single day, is what matters to people. And we can get distracted by a loud minority of folks that really think that the one thing we do is over here, when what we do every day is make sure trash gets picked up, the water gets turned on, the toilets flush, you can drive down the roads. And I'm very proud of this organization, and I'm thankful to each and every one of you and all 9 of the counselors. I know you've been dealing with a lot as well, but we do it the right way. We have fantastic legal representation, and we have phenomenal citizens. So with that, appreciate you all. And if you have any questions for me, I'm available.
I would like to congratulate you on being one of 3 city managers nominated for the 2026 Gerald Wilkins Award, which is a very prestigious award for city managers. So
Thank you.
quite the honor, and very proud of that. Very well deserved, and hopefully we will.
Well, I did not win,
Oh,
but that's okay. I will tell you, the other 2 out of however many were nominated, the other 2 were very, very deserving, and the individual that won is a stalwart.
You were in great
city
company.
government. I was in very good company.
We are very proud.
But thank you, I
of that.
appreciate
So,
that.
well-earned nomination. Any questions, comments? Do I hear a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Sarah?
Michael.
Yes.
Breckerhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Feldman.
Yes.
Callender.
Yes.
Item number 5, discussion and possible action regarding allowing the Claremore Public Works Authority to incur indebtedness as we discussed earlier. Any more discussion on that?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Sarah?
Michael.
Yes.
Breckerhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Feldman.
Yes.
Callender.
Yes.
Item number 6, discussion possible action on resolution number 2026-8, approving the entrance into the interlocal agreement establishing the Oklahoma Cooperative Liquid Assets Security System with other governmental participants for the purpose of exercising investment power.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. So this is what we call OK class. This is something that the legislature put into place a couple of years back, which is basically a pooled financing option or a pooled investment, not financing per se. So this has been a common practice across the country. Oklahoma, I know this is going to come to a complete surprise when it comes to municipal government, and their financing is a little behind. But this is something that County Treasurer Jason Carini was passionate about too. So counties and cities can now do a pooled investment, which returns a much higher yield on taxpayer funds. So typically we have a cadre of things, CDs, cash on hand, savings and investment. We'll continue to be diverse in all of those things. But this OK Class program is a fantastic resource. Communities that have gotten in the last 18 months to 24 months are seeing great return. Just a little side note, last year when we first started talking to representatives from OK Class, we had just had a CD that expired and we needed to renew. And it was about $3 million investment. And so we do like what we always do. We shop rates, and typically at the time, the best yield was a 90-day CD. So we looked at all the 90-day options. We picked the best one and we reinvested it. But we took their actual rates of return from that same time period while that CD was in for 3 months, and this would have come out $72,000 or $78,000 to the better of what the CD yield was. So this is an opportunity for us to, now we're not going to put all of our eggs in one basket, as they say, but this is an opportunity for us to do some things. And when you are able to pool your money with larger counties and cities like Norman and even smaller communities or like communities like Collinsville and Enid and North Enid, it really does work out. Very similar to OMAG, which is a mutual, basically insurance cooperative, but different. So that's what this does. In order to get into that, we have to adopt a resolution. That's part of the statute. And so this evening is asking for approval of that resolution. That amended Title 348, we used to have a couple of provisions in it. 348 just now has one investment provision that allows this. So happy to answer any questions.
Question or discussion?
So to be clear, I think I heard you say this is not, we're keeping the typical investment that we have, and this is an additional option to supplement.
This is an additional option. I will tell you, most likely, some of the investment that we have now, when they expire because of the yield of return for the citizens, we will probably move into. Not all, but a majority, because it's just a better rate of return.
Okay, thank you.
And the good news is, if something were to happen like May of '24, knock on wood, God forbid it ever did, while we wouldn't use this like a bank, it's not calling and I need to liquidate this, and it's, hey, we need to do this, and if you do it by 2 o'clock that day, they transfer the money. It's like an automatic transfer back to your bank.
Excellent.
Now, we won't use it like a bank, but it operates very much like a bank account.
Sure. Okay.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Sarah?
Breckerhoff.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Feldman.
Yes.
Callender.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes. Item 7, discussion and possible action regarding this policy.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have an investment policy that we typically need to look at more often than we have, but this sparked the need, the Oklahoma Class reinvestment or investment and resolution. We went back through, Susan compared, and I sent out to you all the redlined copy, what we changed and what the new ones. You have it in your email, of course. But there's some things in there that were codified by ordinances that either no longer exist or no longer apply. So, and then we also changed the policy to allow the Oklahoma Class. So it's just an update to our investment policy. you'll see going through that. Most of the changes are minor. There's, and we updated some things like we removed he out of everything just because that's one of the antiquated deals. So, and that's an investment policy that we'll probably update more often. We look at our purchasing policy every couple of years, but our investment policy is very specific. It hadn't changed a lot in the last 10 or 15 years.
Questions or discussion? Sarah, please call the roll. Oh, I'm sorry. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Second.
Sarah?
Michael.
Yes.
Breckerhoff.
Yes.
Spelman.
Yes.
Callender.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes. Item 8, discussion possible action on the Claremore Fire Collective Bargaining Agreement.
Yes, thank you, counselors. President Sherman, Zach of the IFF, was not able to be here, but he did send a text that he appreciated us and the leadership that we've shown in the relationship with fire. We got this done prior to the end of the fiscal year, but with all the timing and the requirements they have to call their meetings, we weren't able to get it on an agenda before now. So very little changes. As you know, we just finished up a 3-year agreement with them. We're in the second year of a 3-year agreement with the police department. Both parties agree that multi-year agreements are easier to work with. However, I went to them this year, and I want to be very upfront and say thank you to the IAFF this year, because with the changes we made and what we were able to do for our non-bargaining unit employees, which we hadn't done in a long time, those significant raises, and being in the second year of the police, I said, look, I want to stagger these things from a cash flow standpoint. I need you to take a 1-year contract this year, and I need you to help me out, and I need, predominantly across the board, I need you to keep making what you're making and not get a raise this year. It was a very tough conversation, but there were 5 positions we did make adjustments to. Those are the 3 battalion chiefs, the training officer, and the fire marshal. The reason that is because we want to encourage people to elevate to that level and give them a reason to want to go into administration. Our chief and deputy chief aren't going to be here forever, but right now there's not a lot of desire to go into one of those roles when the compensation level is less than what you can make on the line still as opposed. So we looked at that. There were some increases to those 5 positions. And then right now they were at a 17-year max out, meaning you work 17 years and that's the max you can make except for whatever inflation, so your steps stop. Well, for years they had wanted to go up to 25 years and we just weren't ready to do that, but we did settle on 21 years. So no raises, but we increased the max out so you work 21 years. So you do see some incremental increases there. But they were very, very gracious to us this year and said it's just because of the relationship that we've established with their administration internally and leadership. So this is a minimal change. I think the impact this year was about $70,000 if I remember correctly. So very thankful to the fire department for helping us out.
It's amazing the difference in the culture since you've been here, John. It's
No, I
amazing.
appreciate that.
It's just not, it's incomprehensible. You just, I don't know, things have gone so much better. This would have been a knockdown, drag out for 6 months.
I appreciate that. They're a great team, and the FOP has a great team too. Their guys have been amazing in their relationship with their chief, and it's just been a pleasure to work with both the bargaining units. We don't have a better group of people, individuals in our public safety sector, and it's just been awesome. And when one of them sits there and tells you, I know this is tough ask for you this year, but it helps us out, and they look at you and they go, everything you've ever said you would do, you've done, and you've never lied to us. Even when we didn't like what you said. I said, well, that's my commitment to you and everybody else. So, but kudos to their leadership too, both on their e-board and their chief and deputy chief. They really got a good thing going over there. I don't like to brag on them too much in public, but that guy in the back has had a lot to do with their culture shift as well. It was a great culture before, and it's just getting better and better, and they're more involved with the community. Had the opportunity to welcome the Junior Police Academy this morning, so one first day. So something that Steve and Stan worked on and all these programs, and now it's just going to the next level. But leadership can't always take it to the next level. It has to be the rank and file and the guys and the girls doing boots on the ground. And what they're doing in both of these organizations is absolutely phenomenal. They're embracing our holistic culture as we are Claremore, we serve, and they're doing that internally as well. I love it. They're holding each other accountable, they're propping each other up, and they're celebrating their wins. And it's just an amazing thing to watch.
Love that.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion approved, or here a second? Any more discussion? Sarah, please note the roll.
Michael.
Yes.
Breckenhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
Callender.
Yes. Motion adjourned.
Second.
Michael.
Yes.
Breckenhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
Callender.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all very much.